this afternoon's commentary between the Shots and Pools this afternoon. As long ball forwards cleared by Brad Young for Hartlepool United, and Aldershot retain possession inside the Pools half. It's played back to Roland Meniesi, and an early challenge there from Manny Dizarua. Meniesi recovers himself though, but it ends up at the feet of the Pools forward Joe Gray. His attempted ball in field's blocked, and forward come Aldershot on the attack. It's the number 8, Tyler Frost. He's under a bit of pressure from Featherstone and Graham, forced backwards, and the Shots will spread play out to that left hand side, and Lachlan Bird out to the left wing. It's kept in play and then returned back to the Australian defender. There's a ball in field there for James Henry, who's the Shots' top scorer so far this season with 6 in 15 league games, as the away side enjoying some early possession here. Akpan down the right hand side, forced backwards by the Hartlepool defence, and Aldershot will keep hold of the ball in the middle. There's a little ball in towards the channel where the forwards made a run back a few yards there and whipped into the area early. Arriving there was an Aldershot man, and an early scare for Hartlepool, but cleared away at the second attempt there. But an encouraging start for Aldershot.
Well, it's a really good start from Aldershot. They've been on the front foot, they've had the ball. Hartlepool have been chasing shadows a little bit. It was a brilliant ball in there from Tyler Frost, and they only had one man in the box, but he almost made contact with it as he was running across a Hartlepool defender.
As that clearance from Pools went out for a throw on the far side, and Aldershot now back in possession inside their own half, and Meniesi will give it back to his goalkeeper Marcus Dewhurst. Dewhurst, who was with Wealdstone last season, conceded 4 against Hartlepool United down at their place. Launches it into the afternoon sky. Cleared header there by the Pools right back Dan Dodds, out for an Aldershot throw 10 yards shy of the Hartlepool United box, taken short and quickly, and Aldershot happy to work things backwards. And plays spread over to this near side by James Henry, where Akpan's advanced, has Ferguson in front of him, goes central looking for Frost, but he's just overplayed that one. He'll end up gratefully in the grasp of Brad Young in the Hartlepool United goal. Young, of course, back here on loan at Hartlepool United, where he started out as a young goalkeeper, but went out and joined Leicester City, back on loan this season. He'll have been disappointed in midweek not keeping out that Altrincham goal. Just squirmed underneath his left arm at Moss Lane. Pools had possession there, but have given it away again to Aldershot. It's a long early ball forward. Is Hadi Gandour offside? He is, according to the official just in front of us here in the Neil Cooper stand. That'll be a free kick to Hartlepool United, about 10 yards outside their own 18-yard box. Billy Sass-Davies nicked about 10 yards there by the looks of things.
Yeah, well, they haven't started yet, have they?
They haven't. Hartlepool
got any sort of possession. There's a bit of space now on the right side for Dodds.
Dodds comes down the right hand side, looks inside for Nathan Asimwe. Those two combined really well in midweek, as Asimwe gives it round the back to Dodds, pulls it back. Campbell, little flicked effort towards goal, and it was good play down that right hand side again between Dodds and Asimwe. Asimwe played the 1-2. Dodds got towards the byline, pulled it back for Campbell, but he just couldn't get enough power and pace on that one, and it just drifted wide of Dewhurst's left hand post.
It was a brilliant move. They opened Aldershot up, and Campbell found himself, but maybe 8 or 9 yards out. The ball came at him pretty quickly, but he hadn't sorted his feet out to get any power on it or accuracy, and it just rolled harmlessly wide in the end. But it was a really good move from Pools, first of the game.
There's a long ball forward from Aldershot, dealt with by Billy Sass-Davies. Joe Gray picks it up on the touchline on the near side, but loses his foot and then allows Akpan in to win it back for Aldershot. The Shots enjoying most of the possession in the opening 4.5 minutes or so here. Pools with the first clear-cut opportunity.
They're actually knocking it around really well, aren't they, Aldershot?
Yeah, Tommy Woodrington's side have an identical record to Pools this season. Just one place and 1 goal on goal difference above them. As that ball forward's dealt with by the Hartlepool defence. Meniesi under a bit of pressure there from Manny Dizarua, and he might have a chance on goal here. Dizarua in the box, and he scored! Roland Meniesi, the former Hartlepool United man, couldn't deal with the long ball forward. Dizarua battled away, got himself into the area and hit a right-footed volley which flew past Dewhurst into the far corner. 5 minutes on the clock, and it's Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot 0.
Well, that's an absolute disaster, isn't it, for Aldershot? It was comical defending, really. Should never have given it away. They weren't under any pressure at all. It was a A really poor mistake from Manny Esse. And the one man you don't want to give it to is Manny Desiree. He let the ball bounce a couple of times, but then smashed it with his right foot. Gave the keeper, Marcus Dewhurst, absolutely no chance. It was in the back of the net before he even moved. Brilliant finish from Desiree.
2 goals in 2 games against the Shots last season, and 1 already inside 5 minutes. That's 2 games in a row that Pils have scored in the first 5 minutes. They've been notoriously slow starters this season, but not in the last couple of games. The lead here in the early exchanges in the National League by a 1-0 against Aldershot. As Hartlepool on the attack again here. Simway out on the right hand side as a couple of Aldershot men for company. Goes past Bird, whips it in towards the middle. Arriving there's Joe Gray just over the top of his head, and it drifts out towards his far side. Whipped into the box now by Ferguson, cleared away by Meniesi though. Looks as though Dan Dodds will keep it in play ahead of the visitors' dugout. Gives it down the line for a Simway, tries to go past his man. Good work there out by the Aldershot wing back Ollie Scott, throwing to Hartlepool United around 15 yards up from the corner flag on the far side in front of the Cyril Knowles stand, and Pils building a head of steam here, Craig.
Well, it's amazing what a goal does for you, Matty. You know, they'd hardly had a kick. It was all Aldershot in the opening 5 minutes, and then that goal comes and suddenly Aldershot look a little bit nervy. Hartlepool look full of confidence.
As Featherstone finds the feet of Campbell midway inside the Aldershot half, out to the right hand side again, and Dodds to the feet of a Simway. Foot in there from Lachlan Bird. The Pils in possession. Little ball into the box there for Joe Gray, up towards the byline. Shot is is blocked, and Aldershot can clear up towards halfway. Sass Davies wins that one strongly in the air, but it only finds an Aldershot head, and it's forward towards Hadi Gandur. And Pils play it back to the goalkeeper Brad Young, and will look to come again. It's a ball down the line looking for a Simway. Infield, Pils just inside the run half.
Well, Adam Campbell's in all kinds of space, Matty, if you have a look. There's a good run from
ball down the right hand channel looking for Desiree. Tries to go inside a Bird, but just gets it nicked off his toe by the defender, and Dewhurst can then clear upfield for Aldershot. Sass Davies tries to bring it down, then has it nicked off his toe by Gandur, who's looking to beat him for pace down the left hand side. He's right up by the touchline, but Sass Davies battles well with the Aldershot forward, just out muscles him in the end, and Hartlepool back in possession by the edge of their own penalty area.
Yeah, good defending that by Sass Davies.
It's a little ball into Joe Gray, out to this left hand side, and Ferguson down the line for Adam Campbell. Finds himself in a bit of space, but he's gone too early. The assistant on the far side raises his flag. Offside given against the Pils number 10. There'll be a free kick to Aldershot, but yeah, he is finding lots of pockets of space, isn't he?
He's causing lots of problems for Aldershot because there's nobody who's really picking him up. Is it a centre half who comes to pick him up? Because at times he's staying up there with Manny Desiree. Other times he's going to drop in just in front of the midfield players.
As Pils win it back from some sloppy Aldershot passing, and then Campbell's attempted ball to graze takes a nick off an Aldershot man, and the visitors can come forward now down this right hand side, and Akpan looks towards the channel where Frost's on the overlap. Back a few yards for Akpan, 30 yards out. Will work it infield, goes central. It's a little ball over the top looking for the run of Frost. I think he potentially would have been in an offside position anyway. It was Josh Barrett who tried the little clip ball over the top. It was too far ahead of him, drifts out behind for a Hartlepool United goal kick.
Yeah, it's been a funny start to the game. Yeah, there hasn't been loads of quality, has there? The one bit of quality we've seen was the finish from Manny Desiree. But it's been all Aldershot first 5 minutes, and since the goal's gone in, Pils have started to get more and more into it, took control of the ball a little bit more.
As the goal kick's launched into the Aldershot half by Young, brought down following the clearance by Featherstone. He goes backwards to Sass Davies, and Pils give it back to Brad Young on the edge of his own penalty area. Young will play it short to Tom Parks. Parks assesses his options, looks towards the centre of the pitch, and Gray finds him. Some neat interplay between Gray and Featherstone, but then Featherstone's ball forward looking for Campbell was just overhit, and the ball back with Aldershot. Goalkeeper Dewhurst kicks it into the Pils half, and it's brought down in the middle by Featherstone under a bit of pressure from 2 Aldershot men, but manages to just about keep hold of it, and Ferguson finds the feet of Gray. Pils now with Featherstone, a little ball over the top looking for Desiree and Simway. Is that off the Pils man last? It certainly is. It's a goal kick to Aldershot. But there was a Simway and Desirue made the same run there, correct?
Yeah, they were on top of each other, weren't they? And when Nicky played the ball, it was a really good ball actually. Manny Desirue couldn't control it. It was over the head of the centre half. If he could have got that under control, there was another chance there for Pools.
You're listening to BBC Radio T Sport 95 FM, DAB Digital Radio, BBC Football website and BBC Sounds this afternoon. 10 minutes gone here in the National League. And it's Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Manny Desirue with the early goal for Pools here. Welcome to our listeners on BBC Radio Surrey as well this afternoon. One or two technical issues for the visiting commentary team, so we've picked up the mantle this afternoon. There's
I think Aaron Jones has just got away with one there on Joe Gray. Joe Gray, the ball was played to him on his left hand side. He just let it run across his body and spun in behind him. Jones just manhandled him to the floor, but the referee thought there was nothing in it.
It's Aldershot now in possession as a result. Out on the far side there. It's down the line to Barrett. Barrett has Sass Davies in close attendance. Working it into the midfield now. Aldershot under pressure from Pools. It's the number 7 Cameron Hargreaves. Sees his pass forward blocked out for an Aldershot throw. It's looking towards Gandur there, but cleared easily by the Hartlepool defence. And then Simway on the far side couldn't keep it in following Campbell's little pass out to him on the bounce. It's back out for a throw to Aldershot in an identical position. About halfway inside the Hartlepool United half on that left hand side. And Barrett will look to play a lofted ball out towards his far side. It's an excellent ball, actually finds Akpan on the edge of the area, going to come in field, back to Josh Barrett. Does he have a chance to get a shot away? He does. It's a curling effort, a clipped effort rather than having much power. Had Brad Young worried for a minute. He scrambled across his line, but it dropped a few yards wide of his far post.
Yeah, it was a really clever effort by Josh Barrett. He looked as though he was going to go that far top corner, didn't it? He was just on the edge of the box, had a little bit of room, just took his time, tried to give the keeper the eyes. And I think you're right, I think Brad was a little bit worried, but it was a yard away, or a yard too wide of the post. But it was a half a chance, shall we say, for Aldershot.
Yeah, Barrett's got 4 goals so far this season, showing his threat there. There's a long ball forward from Young, flicked on by Desirue and nearly allowed Joe Green behind the Aldershot defence. Akpan tidies up for Aldershot and clears out for a Pools throw level with the edge of the Aldershot penalty area. It's just a simple long goal kick.
It was a bit of panic, isn't it?
Flick on, wasn't it? Yeah.
They've got, I mean, it was just, like you say, a flick on from Desirue and the ball was bouncing and it was a real panic clearance.
As the clearance falls to Campbell on the edge of the area, tries an early right-footed half volley, miscued it completely into the rink end away to our left that houses the visiting Sharks fans.
His eyes must have lit up there, Campbell, when the ball found him. It was bouncing lovely, just to put his foot through it, but he got it all wrong off the outside of his foot. It was closer to the corner flag in the end, wasn't it, than the goal?
It certainly was. It's been a strange season so far for Adam Campbell. He's spoken to us a couple of weeks back about his frustration so far about his time at Hartlepool United. Of course, it was a big coup for Pools to bring him in after he achieved promotion from League 2 with Crawley last season. Wanted to move home and came to the club, but he's shown signs of starting to find his feet in the last couple of weeks. Goal in the FA Cup here against Brackley and at Maidenhead last weekend.
Well, he started brightly this afternoon. He's getting in some really good pockets of space.
Yeah, it's almost like Hartlepool have 4 across the front with how high up the field he's playing at the minute. There's a long ball forward from Aldershot, tries to seek out Hadi Gandur. Sass Davies had to be careful there because he did have a handful of Gandur's shirt. As Hartlepool win it back and Parks will launch it up towards halfway and Desirue. Meniesi wins his header, but is that going to fall for it? As Simway does. Goes in field for Sharon, who grabbed his first Pools goal in midweek. Dodds will just look to play it infield and calm things down from a Pools perspective with Featherstone. Square ball for Parks, who will come striding into the Aldershot half. Finds Ferguson on the touchline, plays a little dinked ball down the line. It's headed infield by Aldershot, and then Sharon wins it to the feet of Desirue on 30 yards, forced backwards under pressure from Bird to Featherstone, and he'll find Tom Parks, who again will have the chance to stride forward in towards the feet of Campbell. It was a little bit of a heavy ball actually from Tom Parks, and it bobbles up and Meniesi can clear for Aldershot, and the header forward from Parks just falls straight at the feet of Josh Barrett. Barrett has Scott on the overlap.
It's a really poor ball.
And then his ball down the line. gave Gandu no chance, and Hartlepool back in comfortable possession. Well, after a bright start from the visitors, after that Hartlepool United goal, it's been all Pools.
Yeah, it has. They've took control of the game. You know, Aldershot's forays up the other end have been few and far between since then. They were playing a lot more football earlier on, Matty, but they've seemed to have stopped doing that now. I don't know whether that's a confidence thing, and because they've conceded, they've gone into the shell a little bit.
As Pools work it down the right hand side between Dodds and Asimwe, and it ends up out for a throw, which Dodds takes to the feet of Asimwe. It's infield to Featherstone down the line, and Dodds looks for Desirue, and then Dodds is going to put some pressure on Bird up by his own byline, and he's put it behind under that pressure for a Hartlepool United corner.
Didn't need to be much pressure, did they? Bird was again flustered, looked a little bit panicked, took a really bad touch, and behind for a corner.
I think that's the first corner of this afternoon, Craig, if I remember.
I think you're right.
Yeah. It goes the way of the home side, Hartlepool United, with this one goal advantage. 16 minutes in on BBC Radio T Sport. It's going to be an in-swinger from David Ferguson. In fact, he's taken it short there to the feet of Gray, who's under a bit of pressure and forces him backwards. Back to Sherrin on 25 yards out by the touchline on the far side. Ferguson looks central, but it's wayward, that pass infield, and Desiree will battle away, and he'll actually win it back brilliantly for Hartlepool United, and he's won a foul there. Excellent work by Manny Desiree there. He worked back almost into the midfield, and it looks as though the Aldershot man's going to get a booking there for his complaints to...
Yeah, was that James Henry?
The referee. Yep, I think it was James Henry.
Yeah, he just done really well, got his body in, Manny, and Henry was just a little bit too aggressive with him, hauled him to the floor. Referee gave a foul, but he wasn't going to book him, so it must have been something that Henry had said.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bookable offence really, but clearly dissent from the Aldershot man and their top scorer.
Well, we're about 30 odd yards out, aren't we? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, slightly right of centre. I'd say maybe he's 31, 32 yards, something like that.
He's going to have a pop here, Campbell.
Campbell stands over it. It does look as though he is going to hit it, and it takes a deflection off the wall and drifts wide of the left-hand post, out for another Hartlepool United corner.
Yeah, well, he didn't hit it with lots of power, did he? It was more a guided one from that. I think the keeper would have had it comfortably, but then it took a deflection off the wall. Keeper was wrong-footed. He was just pleased to see it fall the other side of the bar and post.
It's Ferguson it is to take this corner, outswinger, left-footed towards the near post, cleared away at the near post by Aldershot, and headed back out to the left-hand side by Featherstone. Looks to get a yard there to get a cross in, does Ferguson, but he sees his cross blocked, and it's headed back in field by the Pools left back, and then a ball forward from Featherstone files Desirue in it. There's a space in the box just as touch took him outside, and the ball into the middle there by Ferguson's given away. It's prodded forward by Featherstone at the feet of Desirue. Turns one way, turns two. They're going to try his shot, is he? Right-footed shot, but straight down the throat of Marcus Dewhurst, and comfortable enough for him to claim. Yeah,
but it was alright again at edge of the box. He was facing his own goal actually, Manny Desirue, and then for whatever reason Aldershot just stood off him, allowed him to turn and then get a shot away from 20-25 yards out.
And they tried a quick counter there, but Asimwe's pace got him straight on top of Ollie Scott in no time, and the Aldershot man was forced backwards, and now it's back in comfortable possession inside their own half for the visitors. Little prod forward from the defence there to Frost. Frost turns away from Gray, goes infield to Henry, the man who's booked a couple of minutes ago. His attempted ball's blocked, and it's headed away by the Hartlepool defence. Bit of head tennis in the middle, and it goes out of Dan Dodds for a Aldershot throw. Aldershot take it quickly through Scott, and it's infield now towards Henry. Had a cracking career, James Henry. Was playing for Oxford United up until last season. Good signing at this level.
Yeah, I mean, you can see he knows what he's doing. Middle of the park, always available, knows what's around him.
He has just kept hold of it there and played it back a few yards, and Jones will come forward, gives it central to Henry again. You can tell that they're going to go through the experienced midfielder a lot, and now forward come Aldershot. It's a speculative effort from about 30 yards out from Cameron Hargreaves. We never really got hold of it, and it just drifts wide of Brad Young's goal without really causing many problems.
Yeah, he just scuffed it, didn't he? They do seem to want to go down the middle quite a lot, Aldershot.
Which is interesting, because in the opening exchanges I thought that Akpan down this right hand side was a real threat to Hartlepool United.
Because he had loads of space, didn't he? He was staying out, he was hugging the touchline. Aldershot were keeping the ball really well, and then when it was on, they were feeding the ball out to him. but that's stopped.
As the goal kick is headed away by Meniesi, and Gandua does well to hold it up, and Frost is on the counter here for Aldershot. Down the right hand side now is Akpan, looks to come in field, forced backwards to Hargreaves, midway inside the Pills half, central to Josh Barrett. Barrett assesses his options and goes back to Henry. Aldershot keeping the ball well, just patient in their build up here. Hargreaves out to the left hand side, and Bird to the touchline, and Scott, who comes in field and goes all the way back towards the centre circle, and Meniesi. Bulls just sitting in, making it difficult here for Aldershot to...
Well, they're just sitting in the shape, aren't they, Pools? You can see there they've got two banks of four, with Campbell just in front of him, Desiree Way just in front of him, and they're trying to make it hard for Aldershot to play.
Aldershot playing some good football here though, and it was drilled into the feet of the striker, and then it's squared out to the left hand side, and Scott looking to go towards a byline, gets a ball in. It's deflected behind for Aldershot's first corner of the afternoon. 21 minutes gone. It's Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot 0.
See, that was better play from Aldershot. They were really patient with the ball, and then when the chance was on, fed it wide. Winger had a go at his full back Dodds, who've done really well. Got a good deflection on it, went behind for a corner.
It's going to be Josh Barrett who goes over to the far side in front of the town end to take it. He's taking it short to Henry, and then in quickly there.
You can never see the point in that.
Yeah, everyone was up from the back, weren't they?
But he forced it. You know, he took a short one. Campbell was already on Henry, and he got a block, and now they've got a throw in.
Yeah, instead of a
10 yards from the corner flag, where they've got to try and work it again to get a ball into the box when he had all the bodies in there in the first place.
And they're forced all the way back up towards halfway there. And yeah, it does feel like opportunity wasted somewhat from the shots, as Meniesi made that early mistake to allow Manny Desiree in to get the opener. Gives it out to the left hand side. There's a little ball round the back towards Barrett, who strayed into an offside position. It's a free kick to Hartlepool United, just on the edge of their own penalty area, or on the edge of the box I should say, about 15 yards up from the byline.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching Barrett play. I think he's a good footballer. You know, he's intelligent. He started to drift a little bit. He's starting more on that left hand side, but he's starting to drift and get more involved in the play.
Yeah, he's a man that worked with Widdrington at Bristol Rovers and at Kings Lynn as Josh Barrett. As the long ball down the far side, so Manny Desiree try and keep it in play. He did manage to keep it in play initially, but then just flicked off him and out for a goal kick to Aldershot. So from one goalkeeper to the other.
There's a bit of a lull in the game, Matty, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
You know, it's not as intense as the first 5-10 minutes. They're just settling down now and feeling each other out, but it's quite boring to watch.
You're really selling it to the listeners here, Craig.
Well, there's another misplaced pass, and there's been so many different misplaced passes.
In quickly there to get a foot in with Sharon, but it ends up back with Aldershot all the same, and Dewhurst just launches it into the afternoon sky, headed forward there by Dan Dodds. Both sides were claiming for a foul there. I think Aldershot wanted one against Dan Dodds and Pills wanted one against Scott, but I think it was just two players challenging for the ball, and ended up in a heap on the floor. As the throw-in's taken down the line by Bird, and it's worked back to him, and he'll try the clearance, but it's headed forward by Sharon, headed away by Bird. Pills will try and get it down. Little lofted ball forward from Sharon to the feet of Asimwe. Good play out by the edge of the penalty area. Asimwe gets it back from Campbell. He's going to look to trick his way towards the byline, and then his attempted ball into the box cannons back off the Aldershot man, off Asimwe's chest and behind for a goal kick just past the halfway point. In fact, not just actually. It's 24 minutes gone here. Remains Pills 1, Aldershot 0 in the National League. Yeah,
I think Lenny will be fairly pleased with the start Pills have made. He'll know they can play better, but
as Joe Gray takes it down following a headed ball forward.
I'm not sure how that can be offside, because it came off an Aldershot player.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
But the offside's given all the same. He just came back from an offside position, it looked like, and
well, I think it was the Aldershot player who just got his header wrong, didn't he?
Yeah.
And just didn't get a good contact on it. And by that time, Joe Gray was in an onside position anyway, so
we'll head across to Darlington for an update on the Quakers against Warrington Town very shortly. Pools a goal to the good here at the Prestige Group Stadium as Asimwe keeps it in play well and then finds the feet of Dizarue midway inside the Aldershot half. His pass backwards is wayward though, but Featherstone does really well to turn away from 2 Aldershot men and spread play out to this left-hand side. Ferguson looks towards the feet of Campbell. He lets it run to Dizarue in the box. Looked to turn away from Bird, who made a vital challenge, because Dizarue would have been all on his own inside the penalty area. Goes behind off the Aldershot man for a Hartlepool United corner, their 3rd of the afternoon.
Well, it was a lovely bit of play. Nicky Featherstone started it off with a nice little turn in the middle of the pitch, and then when the ball came out to Hartlepool's left, there was a ball into Adam Campbell. He just let it run. Desiree, where he was in all kinds of space, and just tried to cut it back onto his right foot to get a finish, but it was a good tackle from Baird.
The applause goes around the ground to mark the 17th anniversary of the sad death of the former Hartlepool man, Michael Maidens. Well respected by all sides of the ground. And from that corner, Aldershot are on the break here. Down the left hand side is Scott. Infield there for Gandua. Gandua has a bit of space, finds Barrett on the edge of the area, cuts inside of his man. Excellent challenge there by Sharon though. And then Aldershot's ball forward is wild from Hargreaves and out for a Hartlepool throw right up by the corner flag. So let's use this as an opportunity to head over to Blackwell Meadows. Darlington against Warrington Town this afternoon in National League North. Ray Simpson's watching.
And we're 22 minutes into this game, and it's Darlington 1, Warrington 0. Quakers well on top in this first half. They created a couple of good opportunities. Loney, Caden Kelly forced a good one-handed save low down by the keeper Daniel Atherton. But Quakers took a lead on 20 minutes. Scott Barrow played a 1-2 with Cedric Main to get him into the 6-yard box. And after the keeper got a hand to his effort, there was Andrew Nelson lurking to tap the ball into the empty net. His 4th goal of the season, and it's Darlington 1, Warrington 0.
And almost at exactly the same time, thank you very much to Ray Simpson. Spennymoor Town have gone behind at the Brewery Field. It's Moors 0, Chorley 1 in National League North. Forward come Aldershot. It's with the feet of Gandua on 25 yards. In quickly though was a combination of Sass Davies and Featherstone to win it back for Pills, and then Brad Young will clear long into the Aldershot half. In fact, it's gone straight out of play on the far side for an Aldershot throw. But yeah, it just still seems to be in that lull a little bit at the minute.
Yeah, there's no real intensity to the game, is there? You know, no one seems to have any urgency about him or about them. There's still plenty of space. You know, when you look at, when both teams have got it, there's still plenty of space to be played into. It's not like a really tight
Henry
game.
Gives it away to Campbell, midway inside the Aldershot half, and he's got to be careful now, James Henry, because if he tots up a few more of those, he could find himself in trouble. Booked in the not too distant past. And Pills take the free kick quickly. It's Dizarue into the channel. Cuts in field. Going to try and get a shot away. Good save by Dewhurst. Will it fall for his Sinway? It won't. He was in an offside position anyway, so even if it had, it wouldn't have counted. But that was good. Quick play there from Nicky Featherstone to find Dizarue. Made a run into the channel. He cut in field, tried the shot towards the bottom corner, but Dewhurst was equal to it, made an excellent save.
It was a really good save, but what are all the shot defenders doing? You know, Manny Dizarue, he's standing right in front. Yeah, he's the top goal scorer. He's known for it, and they've just let him run off him. Got loads of space in the box, just again tried to cut it back onto his right foot and get a strike away.
Yeah, 6 in 16 now it is for Manny Dizarue in the National League, 7 in 18 if you include the FA Cup. There's Aldershot working across the midfield. Henry back a few yards for Lachlan Bird. It's to the feet of Barrett, then back to Henry. Hargreaves playing out to this near side, and Jones. Aaron Jones forced backwards under a bit of pressure. Made Hargreaves retreat a few yards to pick it up. Bird pressed there by Asimwe, goes infield to Meniesi. Down the right hand side to Akpan. Pills just staying in their shape and pressing the ball when it's nearby and forcing Aldershot back. They were turning into kind of alleys that weren't there. Aldershot on that occasion. It's all the way back with Dewhurst on the edge of his own penalty area. You can see it, a couple of Aldershot players out on this right hand side asking for it. I tell you what, that's dreadful for him.
Honestly, I can't believe what I'm watching it sometimes, Matty.
This Dewhurst.
He's looking and looking, no one's making a move, everyone's stood still, and then Dewhurst just kicks it out of play for a Pool's throw.
It looked like a fairly simple 30-yard ball, and it just was it
was overhit by about 20-30 yards.
It was, yeah.
There again, from Pools as well.
Just a long
they
ball
worked
forward.
the ball, just an aimless long ball forward. Nothing, no quality on it. Just rolls out for a goal kick.
Yeah, the quality seems to have dissipated somewhat here at the Prestige Group Stadium, with the game drifting a little bit. Pools 1-0 to the good through Manny Desiroue's 5th minute strike. But long ball forward from Dewhurst. See Scott Habit
so
and Pools Pools have picked it up easily and will now come forward. Dodds down the right hand side has a Simway on the overlap. He's going to wait for him to progress, and then he cuts in field as Dodds finds the feet of Campbell on 20 yards. He just lets it drift underneath his studs though, Campbell, and now Aldershot are in possession. And then Nicky Featherson does really well to win it back there from Frost. It's out on the left hand side now with Joe Gray. He has Frost in front of him, cuts in field of him, looks to go central, but the foot in from Aldershot forces it back to Ferguson. Featherson on 30 yards to the feet of Campbell, and they work it out to the left, and Ferguson again in towards the middle, brought down by Gray. Can he work some space for a shot? He can't. It's towards the bar line, clip towards the far post. Desiroué arriving, and is that in? It isn't. Somehow Dewhurst kept it out on the line. Manny Desiroué rose above Bird at the back post. Looked as though it was going to be a formality for him to head it home, but somehow Dewhurst kept it out.
Well, it was only a yard out, wasn't he, Manny? It was a really well worked piece of play from Pools. It found its way to Adam Campbell, who just lofted it in the air. Manny Desiroué found himself at the back post, easily outjumped Baird, and it just, for all the world, it looked like he only had to get his head on it because he was that close to the line. But somehow Marcus Dewhurst has kept it out, and he's kept his team in it, because I think if Aldershot went 2 down, they're not coming back from it.
No, you'd be surprised, wouldn't you? So Manny D goes close again for Pools, as the ball forward from Aldershot is intercepted by Pools, but it's given straight away by Joe Gray. And I tell you what, that pass forward put Dewhurst in a bit of trouble. It was
he had to slide to stop it.
James Henry, I think, played a long ball back to his keeper. He did have to stop, or it was going to creep into the net there.
It ended up being a slide and stop, didn't it?
Yeah, it was slide and stop from Dewhurst. Just a bit much of his keeper there, James Henry. There's Aldershot in possession at the back. It's just a lumped ball forward into the channel looking for Gandua, off the head of Parks, and it'll be comfortably collected there by the goalkeeper Brad Young, who gives a generous applause to the captain this afternoon, even though I'm not quite sure he meant to head it back to the goalkeeper there. He's just stretching for that one, Tom Parks, and it went backwards towards his keeper as opposed to away. So long ball's launched forward by Young, headed away by Aldershot, and then headed forward by Sherrin. Down on the deck now with Desiroué, back a few yards for Featherson, who plays the ball out towards the right hand side, asking a bit much of Dan Dodds, I fancy. And yeah, that one just drifts out for an Aldershot throw level with the edge of their own penalty area on the far side.
It's a funny half, isn't it? You don't quite know what to make of it. It's been a bit stop-start. There's been lulls in it, but then there's been little bits of quality, mostly from Pools.
As Dewhurst launches it long after the ball's worked back to him, foot in there from David Ferguson to divert it back to Parks, and Pools will end up with possession again at the feet of Brad Young inside their own penalty area. He can just come out a few yards and he'll have a bit of pressure from Barrett, so launches it into the Aldershot half, flicked on again by Desiroué. Will it fall for Joe Gray? Gray keeps it in field and goes back a few yards for Ferguson. Down the line for Gray. Has he overplayed that? He hasn't. He managed to keep it in play just. The Pools man. Gray to the feet of a Simway, then to Campbell, and a Simway again across the far post, and oh, what a save from Dewhurst. Manny Desiroué arrived at the far post. This time was about 4 yards out, slid, looked as if he was just going to put it in at the far post, and Dewhurst has once again saved his side from going 2-0 down.
I don't know how he has saved that, because it looks like Manny's hurt himself in the process, but it was brilliant play down the left hand side. Little triangles Pools were playing in, one touch passes, found themselves in, and the ball was squared. Manny Desiroué was coming in back post, got something to it, and again he was that close that you think all he has to do is touch the ball and it's in. And Marcus Dewhurst, don't know whether he knew too much about it, but he's made another brilliant save for his team.
2 vital saves in the space of 3 minutes. Sorry, there, dropped me mic for a second and nearly knocked me teeth out there, Craig. But yeah, 2 outstanding saves in the space of 3 minutes from the Aldershot goalkeeper, because if the visitors went 2-0 down. You'd think it's a long way back here.
It's that 1-0 down the way they're playing at the minute, because they've looked a bit toothless up front, if I'm honest, Matty. They haven't threatened Brad's goal at all. He hasn't made any saves.
As Pools work it down the right hand side, Dodds to the feet of Asimwe, then Featherstone manages to get away from Hargreaves, but Hargreaves has tripped him in the process. Free kick to Hartlepool United, 10 yards inside the Aldershot half, slightly to the right of the centre circle. It's an early ball forward from Featherstone, look towards the channel again to try and catch the Aldershot defence out, but it was just cut out at the vital moment by Bird, and Aldershot now back in possession up by halfway. It's infield to Henry, back a few yards there to Jones, and he'll play a square ball to Roland Meniesi. Yeah, 18 appearances and 2 goals for Hartlepool United in their final year before relegation from League 2 a couple of years back, and then suffered an injury that pretty much ended his season and saw him back at Walsall. Joined Aldershot permanently in the summer after a loan spell there as well. Meniesi gives it to Hargreaves, and then it's worked well by Aldershot out towards the left hand side, and Scott, as Frost, who's on the overlap if he wants, and comes in field instead does Scott. It's out as far as Henry out to this right hand side, and Akpan, edge of the Hartlepool penalty area, back a few yards for Henry. He's going to whip a ball into the area. It's a long one over the head of everyone, including every Hartlepool United player, and into the waiting grasp of Brad Young.
Well, I'm not sure why actually Akpan didn't put it in at the first attempt. He got down his right hand side, he took a good touch, players queuing up in the box, and decided to go back to Henry, who then had to take another touch. Hartlepool players could move out a little bit further, and when the cross came in, it was easy for Brad Young.
Young launches it into the Aldershot half, headed clear by Jones and brought down well by Barrett, who plays it infield for Henry. Little ball into the channel for Hadi Gandur. And you've got to wonder what the linesman on the near side's thinking there. Hadi Gandur quite obviously had a hold of Sass Davies' shirt. It was given in the end, but he looked at the referee, who was further away than he was, to give the decision, and then waved once the referee blew up. Yeah,
it was good defending by Sass Davies, actually.
It was. There's a long ball forwards flicked on by Gray, but to no one in a blue and white shirt, and it ends up in the waiting grasp of Dewhurst. He'll bowl the ball out to the left hand side. Scott's forced backwards to Bird, and the defender will now assess his options and goes central to Meniesi, out to the right hand side now, and Jones down the line for Akpan, infield for Henry, under a bit of pressure from Campbell, but Aldershot do well to keep hold of it. It's to the feet of Hargreaves, gives it to Meniesi, and they're knocking it around well at times, Aldershot, but not really doing much with it.
No, it's very slow, isn't it? It's easy for Hartlepool just to shuffle and stay in the shape.
And now they may find a bit of space on the attack as Henry turns away from one man. It's a foot in there from Featherstone, but it finds Barrett. It gives it to Akpan, then gets it back to Barrett. Ball into the middle, flicked header over the top of everyone, and is it going to go out for a corner kick? It is. It's out for a corner kick on the far side in front of the Cyril Knowles stand. 38 minutes on the clock remains. Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot 0, but the visitors with their second corner of the afternoon.
It was a strange header from Parks, that, because it was a poor ball into the box, and it looked like for all the world he could either take a touch or just head it far and wide, and he sort of flicked it towards his own goal, didn't he? Behind for a corner.
Yeah, I think he almost missed.
It is quite sunny though, so you don't know whether the sun's got in his eyes, and he hasn't quite been able to see the ball.
As the ball's whipped in from the corner, cleared away in the centre by Sass Davies. It's up with Akpan on halfway, out to the left hand side there, and Scott tries a ball down the line, but there's no Aldershot man there, and it's just picked up and played down the line by Featherstone. Then a switched ball from Campbell's going to find Joe Gray. He's in behind the Aldershot defence. His touch just slows him up slightly towards the byline now, in towards the middle for Desirue, but cleared there by Bird as the Pool striker was just about to pounce out for a Hartlepool United throw on halfway. What a ball that was from Adam Campbell.
Brilliant ball from Campbell, switched it from left to right, got Joe Gray in. He took a brilliant first touch. It just shows you what happens if you play quick and play forward.
The Pools have come backwards from the throw in. It's with Ferguson again, and goes back a couple of yards for Featherstone. Then Sharon's ball forwards, charged down by Frost, and Aldershot look to spring a counter. It's Gandur going to look to run at the Hartlepool defence. He's an isolated figure apart from Josh Barrett, who didn't really seem willing to make a run there.
There was nothing on, was there, for him?
And it's just deflected after the attempted ball and field, back into the waiting grasp of Brad Young. But yeah, Gandur looks a an isolated figure at times, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just feeding off scraps, really.
Long ball from the goal kick is headed away by Jones, and Aldershot pick up possession. Just a ball forward down the right hand channel, controlled by Parks and prodded forward to Featherstone. Blythe tries a little ball forward towards Campbell, who's about half the size of the Wading defender, and Hartlepool lose it, and then Desiree brings it down but is dispossessed. It's back with Frost just inside his own half. Akpan in field for Frost. Tried a square ball and it's ended up back with Asimwe on the right hand side for Hartlepool United. Back a few yards for Dan Dodds. We'll give it to Asimwe again. His control nearly took him out of play, and then it's a tackle there from Scott on the far side. Goes behind for Hartlepool United's fourth corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's had some good little spells, hasn't he, over that far side?
Yeah, Asimwe,
yeah. He looks a strong player, quick.
Yeah, he's on loan from Charlton as Asimwe, League One side.
Likes to get at people.
Got a bit of pace about him. It's going to be a corner to be taken by Nicky Featherstone, right-footed outswinger towards the middle now. Headed goalwards by Parks, is it? No, headed away by Aldershot. And cleared upfield. Headed away from danger by Ferguson, but will be picked up by Henry.
Just give offside, I think.
And so the referee gave the offside, and the assistant didn't raise his flag. I talked a few minutes ago about the assistant not giving a clear foul that was closer to him than the referee, and he didn't give the offside there, but the referee, who was again 30 yards away, did.
I mean, Gandor was offside, but I just thought, well, he's obviously not seeing it, so they're playing on, and then it's very, very rare you'll see a referee give an offside.
And it's played into the channel towards Desiree around the back, but he's just overrun it. Under pressure from Meniesi into the waiting grasp of Marcus Dewhurst.
Again, it was just a run, wasn't it, from Desiree? Gets in on the outside, and his touch, if it had been better, he's getting a strike at goal.
Yeah, he's caused all kinds of problems for Aldershot in this first half. He should probably have a hat-trick as well if it wasn't for two fine saves from Marcus Dewhurst. One from a header from about a yard and a half out, and the other from a sliding finish at the far post, which was only about 4 yards out, and both looked destined.
It was that, Matty, wasn't it? It was the keeper. So you have to give the keeper credit because he spread himself well, but I don't think he knew much about it. But I mean, if you manage Desiree, where you're shaking your head and you're thinking, how have I not scored a hat-trick in this first half?
Scored one in the second half here in the last league game against Sutton United, of course, in Pill's 4-3 win, did Manny Desiree. It's Aldershot on the attack now with Frost infield for Hargreaves. Under a bit of pressure from Joe Gray, comes back looking for Frost, and the poor ball, and that one goes out. It was just pressure from Featherstone on Frost, saw them both miss it, and it got out for a Hartlepool United throw.
Hargreaves put him in a bit of trouble, didn't he? With the ball. The ball was a little bit short.
As Pills play it down the line, we'll be heading back off to Blackwell Meadows very shortly. Just a couple of minutes to go until half time, of course, and Harry will bring you all the scores. Free kick given against Manny Desiree, so let's head off to Blackwell Meadows and hear the latest from Ray Simpson.
5 minutes to half time. It's now Darlington 2, Warrington 0. Quakers have been all over Warrington in this first half. They went 2-0 up on 38 minutes. The ball was played down the right by Al Shabib and also by Will McGowan. But Andrew Nelson had crossed in the middle, and defender Elliot Gums coming back towards his own goal. Put a lovely header past his own keeper into the net. It's Darlington 2, Warrington 0.
So the Quakers 2-0 to the good at Blackwell Meadows. Thank you very much, Ray Simpson. We'll be back there for updates as and when a goal goes in, and Harry, of course, will bring you all of your half-time scores in the not too distant future. Spainmoor Town, I think, looks like they're still trailing by a goal to nil at the Brewery Field against Chorley. As Aldershot in possession. But Tom Parks out from the back. Ended up near the halfway line there. Kind of nosebleed a little bit, but stopped the Aldershot advances, and they're now back in possession on halfway as Henry goes past Desiree and Campbell, and he was fouled there, the veteran midfielder. Free kick to Aldershot, taken short and taken quickly as Akpan looks to go down the line, hits David Ferguson. Cries of handball from an Aldershot man as the crowd in the Neil Cooper stand tell the Aldershot man what they thought of his call for for handball. I'll leave that to your imagination. He was right next to Ferguson, so it would have been harsh if it was given, and his hands were down by his side, weren't they?
1 minute
of added time. 1 minute added time.
As you heard there, a minute left of this first half, a minute's added time as a long ball forwards headed up rather than away by Parks, and then his second attempt at the head is picked up by Gandour. Aldershot in possession on the edge of the area with Frost. Frost under a bit of pressure, goes backwards to Hargreaves, and it's out towards the right hand side, and Akpan going to look to work some space to get a crossing, tries to get that crossing blocked by David Ferguson, just out muscling him there, and the free kick's given against Akpan, be a free kick to Hartlepool United up by their own byline. And I make that probably the final action of this first half.
So I mean, good defending from Ferguson, stopped the cross from Akpan, but I wasn't sure what Akpan was doing, because if Ferguson just leaves it to go out, it's a corner. So at some point Ferguson would have had to play it. It was just a needless foul, and let Pools off the hook, if I'm honest.
And Young's going to take this goal kick into the, or free kick into the Aldershot half, flicked on by Desirue, but that is it. Half time here at the Prestige Group Stadium, and it is Hartlepool United that lead by a goal to nil. After a relatively bright start from the visitors, it was Pools that got the noses in front on 5 minutes as a long, what looked like an aimless ball forward towards Manny Desirue, so Roland Meniesi, the former Pools man, fluff his lines and be out-muscled by the Pools striker. It just bounced a couple of times into Desirue in the box, and he hit an unstoppable right-footed volley past Marcus Dewhurst, and from there on in, Hartlepool United have had all of the chances in this first half. On 31 minutes, Dewhurst saved remarkably really from Desirue at the back post. He rose highest above Bird at the far post after some good work down the left hand side. It looked as though from 1 yard out he was just going to head into the net, but somehow Dewhurst spread himself and saved it on the line, and then just 3 minutes later it was another remarkable save from Dewhurst to keep his side in it as the ball was worked in from the left hand side. Joe Gray put it across the face of goal. It looked like Desirue was just going to slide in at the far post for his second of the afternoon. He did that, but Dewhurst again tipped it wide on his line to keep Aldershot in this one. But at the break here in the National League, it is Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot 0. Craig.
Yeah, it's been a funny half. You know, if you look at it, there's been virtually nothing between the two teams football-wise, between the two boxes. But where the difference is Pools look like they're a threat going forward, and obviously they've got Manny Desirue. They do look like they've got a cutting edge, whereas Aldershot at the other end look toothless, and Brad Young hasn't made a save yet. So I can only see it going one way, but we all know what these games are like, and they can turn on the head if a goal goes in one way or another. So at the minute, Hartlepool will be really happy. Going in at half time, they'll be a bit disappointed that it's only one, given the type of chances that they've created. But again, they'll be really pleased that they've kept Aldershot to a bare minimum of efforts on goal. They've had a couple of half efforts, haven't troubled Brad at all in the goal, but they just look like they lack a cutting edge and any sort of quality up the top.
Well, there you have it, Harry. Pools in front at the break, but the second half commentary to come very shortly.
Matty, Craig, thank you. Right, it's time to hand back over to Hartlepool for second half commentary of Pools versus Aldershot with Craig Hignett and Matty Nixon.
Thanks, Harry. Yep, we're about 10 seconds into the second half. No changes from either side at the break, so nothing to tell you about on that front. There's a scuffed ball forward from the Aldershot defender. Jones goes out for a Pools throw just in front of the visiting dugout. So Hartlepool United with Brad Young in goal, a back four from right to left of Dan Dodds, Billy Sass-Davies the captain this afternoon, Tom Parks and David Ferguson, Nicky Featherson, Nathan Sharon the two deepest of the midfielders, with Adam Campbell just behind a front three of Nathan Asimwe, Joe Gray and Manny Desirue. As Campbell is in possession now, going to spread play out towards his right hand side, and Dan Dodds at the stretch but heads it forward towards Asimwe. Will go back to Dodds, get it on the floor now, do Pools, and Asimwe twists turn as he brought down there by Bird, not according to the assistant and the ref. And Dodds is in there to try and win it back, and then attempted ball forward from Sharon's blocked, flicked on there by Campbell to the chest of Gray. He's going to look to go towards a byline as he knows forced wide and out to Asimwe on this right hand side. Asimwe looks to knock it past his man, good challenge though from Scott, and then Asimwe can't take it off the toe of Scott, and he'll clear down the left hand side. It's over the head of Sass-Davies, and Parks will be across to get there ahead of Gandour, and Sass-Davies taking no chances, prods it out for an Aldershot throw. Frost will take it in from in front of the Neil Cooper stand. In fact, he won't. He'll leave it for Ollie Scott. So Aldershot with Marcus Dewhurst in goal. Three holding midfielders of Aaron Jones, the captain, Roland Meniesi and Lachlan Bird. right wing back Ashley Akpan, left wing back Ollie Scott, Cameron Hargreaves and Tyler Frost, the two holding midfielders, with Josh Barrett and James Henry in support of Hadi Gandour up top. As the ball forward towards, who was it? Frost, who was in an offside position. He has a go at Lachlan Bird. I don't know why he's having a go at Bird when he was in an offside position, but it is a free kick to Hartlepool United all the same. Slightly right of centre, midway inside their own half, and Brad Young is going to come all the way up to take this one. I thought about giving it short to Dan Dodds and then thought against it, and he's just going to launch it into the afternoon sky. It's off the head of Bird, and is that one going to go out for a corner? It's not. It's kept in play by Dewhurst, and that was a bit of a wasted long ball forward there.
It was,
Greg,
wasn't it? I mean, it started again, second half, a bit lacklustre.
it's a long ball forward, finds Barrett in a little gap. He tries to play a little ball through, looking for Frost. It was a poor one, though, and cut out easily by Sass Davies. Out to this right hand side now, and Dan Dodds looks forward to the feet of Manny Desirue. Tried to play it through towards Campbell. It's ricocheted nicely for Desirue. Goes past his man, and then he's brought down there by Ollie Scott. It'll be a free kick to Hartlepool United, about 25 yards out, level or parallel with the corner of the 18-yard box, and Ollie Scott receives a yellow card there.
Ollie on the back of his shirt.
Yeah, it's weird, that, isn't it?
Very weird.
But yeah, he does. As the presenter back at base, Harry says he's like Job, which for reference is the brother of Jude Bellingham, who doesn't like to have Bellingham on the back of his shirt. Plays up at Sunderland, doesn't he? Yeah, I suppose it's a bit to live up to, isn't it? I think Sunderland were leading by a goal to nil at the break up the A19. Been a cracking start for them under Regis Lebris. This is a free kick to Hartlepool United, about 25 yards out, as I say, level with the corner of the 18-yard box, and Nicky Featherson stands over it, whips it in towards the middle now, towards the far post arrives Desirue, just about a yard too far in front of him, knowing that one will curl beyond him and out for a Aldershot throw up by the corner flag on the far side.
It's amazing, how many times Manny Desirue gets free in the box, or has done this afternoon, where he's been able to get a touch, get turned, get a shot away, like there at the back post. Nobody went with him, he just ran in. It was only because the ball was a yard over his head, he didn't make contact with it.
Is that his movement, do you think, Craig? Or?
Well, I don't think so, Matty. I think it's some poor defending. I think people just switch off as the ball's coming in. Manny obviously moves, but the defenders surely have got to have a little look at him.
Well, you'd think so, from a forward who scored 25 last season and has 7 in all competitions so far this season. As Aldershot work it out towards the right hand side, and Akpan finds the feet of Barrett on 25 yards. Will he try a shot? He does. Right footed shot, whistles just wide of Brad Young's post. He had Young scrambling across his line for a moment there, Barrett, but couldn't get the effort on target.
Well, that was the best effort that Aldershot have had. It was a good ball into Barrett, who'd found a little bit of space, 25 yards out, right foot. It's a low one. It was a fizzer.
In the same way as
Brad Young was scrambling to his right hand side, but it was a yard wide.
As Simway sat himself down on the pitch there, about 30 yards out from his own goal. Pools physio Danny O'Connor's come on to have a look at him. Not entirely sure what he's feeling there, but didn't seem to be any kind of contact in an injury there, so you wonder if it's a muscular one. Rashawn Matherin, the Crystal Palace loanee, goes out on the far side to warm up, as does Luke Charman, who impressed when he came on the other night.
Well, they've got options off the bench, haven't they, if you look?
Yes.
They have got some options off the bench. They've got a decent bench. Mancini, obviously, Luke Charman. People who he can call on.
Louis Stevenson back in amongst the Hartlepool subs this afternoon, been out on loan at Blythe Spartans. That loan came to an end and he's straight into the squad this afternoon. The Simway still down on the turf. No sign of anyone getting stripped off and ready to go yet from a Hartlepool perspective, so you'd assume that Danny O'Connor's given the thumbs up to Lenny Lawrence, the Pill's caretaker. It almost looks like he's changing his boots, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I don't know whether he's had his boots off and he's done something with his ankle or...
Yeah, strange one. It's the clock ticks by towards 52 minutes. Remains Hartlepool United 1, Aldershot 0 in the National League. Of course, keep in touch with Darlington versus Warrington. Quakers 2-0 up at the break. And Spennymoor versus Chorley, them both in National League North. There's a smattering of applause from the Neil Cooper stand for Simway as he trots off towards this near side. Those are luminous orange boots. He'll launch it into the Aldershot half. Bird and Desiree challenge. Desiree's challenge is a little bit too heavy for the referee's liking. Free kick to Aldershot. Taken short there by Hargreaves to Jones. Akpan had made a run down the right hand side, but he elects to go short to Henry instead, and then Desiree's won it off Henry. Hartlepool on the attack. Campbell on the overlap. Joe Gray alongside him as well. Desiree comes central, tries a right-footed shot himself, beaten away there by Dewhurst. And Pools could win it with Sherrin, but his touch forward's heavy. It's going to be kept in play on this right-hand side now with Dodds. Up by the touchline, he's going to look to run it. Scott comes central, does Dan Dodds up towards the byline, and then a foot in there from Bird, out behind for a Hartlepool United corner. Desiree had a couple of men in support there, but both the runs were blocked off, and got a good effort in on target, Craig.
Well, I think both runs were running away from goal, so Manny thought, well, I'll use him as a decoy and just cut in on his right foot. It was a really well-struck effort. And again, Dewhurst diving to his left, made a decent save.
As it's Ferguson that comes across to this near side to take the corner, left-footed into the middle, headed downwards by Desiree, and headed in by that man again, Manny Desiree, inside the 6-yard box, headed it downwards, it bounced up and away from the diving grasp of Marcus Dewhurst to double Hartlepool United's advantage on 54 minutes. It's Hartlepool United 1, Hartlepool United 2, Aldershot 0, and it's Manny at the double.
Well, if it was going to be anyone, it's him. I mean, where would Pools be without Manny Desiree? Because it was a good ball into the box, but he was attacked it so well, so aggressive. By the time he got his head on it, he was almost in the back of the net. Dewhurst had no chance with that one. And unless Aldershot change, they're going to get a bit of a hiding here, because how Manny Desiree hasn't scored 5 to now, I don't know.
Yeah, he could have had a hat-trick in that first half, and he's now on for a hat-trick here in this one. Is Manny Desiree. That man again. Powerful downward header that just evaded the dive of Dewhurst.
Well, they've made the change right away off Aldershot because Tyler Frost's gone off.
Yeah, Jack Barham comes on to replace Tyler Frost.
But they do need to change something. I don't think the shape's doing them any favours either, because every time Pools win it, they're onto the back three of Aldershot.
Looks as though Barham's going to head to a more attacking position than Frost was. Looks almost like they've changed to a bit of a 4-3-3. Or
well, I still think the 5 at the back.
Yeah, now you've said that, yeah. Me too. Akpan was a little bit more advanced, that threw me for a second there.
But they need to get back in the game. They need to get a foothold in it, because at the minute it's all Pools, and Pools have been the sharp at the top end of the pitch, and that's been the difference between the two sides.
As Pools in possession midway inside the Aldershot half, Ferguson finds the feet of Simway. A little ball through towards Campbell. Is it overhit though? It is. He goes past the keeper but can't keep it in play. Just half a yard too far in front of Campbell from to make the most of that opportunity there, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good run from him, but the touch was just a little bit too heavy. Keeper done well, actually. He stayed on his feet, didn't commit himself. But it's all Pools now, Matty. It's Aldershot need to do something different. At the minute they're just same old, haven't changed anything, haven't changed the shape, changed one player, but Pools are full of confidence.
As they come down the left hand side now with Ferguson, midway inside the Aldershot half, looks for the feet of Desiree, tries to give him it back, but it's overhit, that one, and Aldershot can clear up to Barrett towards halfway, gets away from 2 Pools men, and in flying there was Nathan Sherrin. I think we're going to see Hartlepool United's first booking of the afternoon, and it is a yellow card for Sherrin.
Yeah, whenever you slide in like that and don't get the ball, then you run the risk of getting a card, and that's exactly what Sherrin's done. I think we're going to see some more Aldershot substitutions.
Does look like that Tommy Witherington's going to make a couple of changes in the not too distant future. They're stripped off and ready to go on the far side, but that free kick is taken in the meantime, so it won't be just yet. As Jones pumps a long ball forward, looking for Barham, the substitute, over his head though, and out behind for a goal kick. It's a pure ball forward really from Jones. Barham was wanting to have a go at Ollie Scott down this left hand side for not following up beyond him. I think that's a bit harsh, wasn't it?
Massively harsh. He's a wing back, and Barham's come on. He's playing almost as a left-sided centre forward. So why is Ollie going to be further than him?
So Emmanuel Madja comes off there for James Henry. Looks as though he's got plenty of instructions for his fellow teammates there. Potentially a change of shape.
Well, he's gone to play in the same place as Henry. Central midfield. Lachlan Bird's going to be the next one.
Yeah, and Bird's replaced there by
number 2, Lachlan Bird. His replacement number 35, Dan Ellison.
As you heard there, Dan Ellison.
Well, it looks like it. He's gone to play right in the centre of that back three. Again, no change of shape.
Just like for like changes from Tommy Witherington as the goal kick's taken. Brought down there by Asimwe, under pressure there immediately by Madja. The referee has stopped the game because it looks like it's a head injury for Aldershot. Hartlepool are on the attack, so it's much of the annoyance of the fans in this stand that were sat in this afternoon in Neil Cooper stand, but it's what has to happen, isn't it? Head injuries, the referee stops the game.
I think it was, it looked like it was Ollie Scott who was trying to outmuscle Asimwe. He was a strong lad, and he might have took one in the face, purely accidental, obviously, because I thought he was fouling Asimwe.
Yeah, the physio's gone straight into that position that they kind of keep people in when they're worried about some kind of neck or back injury. But that's a strange one, isn't it, where they almost lay down with the player that's down on the pitch.
Just while this is going on, Matty, can I just say a couple of thank yous?
Of course you can.
I've had a tough week this week because I've lost my beautiful chocky lad Bruno on Tuesday. He was only 8 with a brain tumour, and I just want to thank Wilton House Vets, who were so gentle and nice with him when it came to it. And then an amazing place in Hartlepool called Roxy's Rainbow, and I'd like to thank Morgan and Wendy there, along with the other people who were amazing. I took him straight away. They're a pet cremation service where they only deal with one dog at a time, and the care that they gave him was just an amazing send-off for him. So I'd like to thank Roxy's Rainbow. It's, if you ever lose a pet, it's horrendous, but they were absolutely amazing with him.
Let's hope that Hartlepool United can get the win this afternoon for little Bruno.
And he used to come here when I was a manager. He was, Davey and everyone on the grounds when I've had texts all week. So it's horrendous.
It is. It
really is.
It's horrible. It does feel like you've lost a member of the family. So, thinking of you, Higgy.
That's the first time I've been able to say that without crying, by the way, this week.
Bless you. But yes, thank you to those two services mentioned there by Craig. As the long ball forward goes out for an Aldershot throw on this near side, taken there by Ollie Scott, and bit of head tennis. Pills try and bring it down in midfield. The ball forward by Campbell's a little wayward, and Meniesi will just divert it away from Joe Gray to Akpan. Forward comes the wing back now, forced backwards under pressure from Gray, and Aldershot being forced all the way back to Dewhurst, who'll launch it into the afternoon sky. Headed clear there by Tom Parks in the Pills defence, but it'll be picked up by Emmanuel Madja. His ball backwards is going to be a tough one for Scott to keep in play. Just manages to do so. And it's cleared out of play there. By Dan Ellison.
Jones has just really tried hard to keep that ball in. Passed it back to his central defender teammate, who just launched it out of play and made all that worthless.
Yeah, it was a bit of a comedy of errors, that one from the shots. So Pools throw 5 yards inside the Aldershot half. Dan Dodds asks for some options. There's no movement from Pools. He's just taking it up towards the head of Desirue, headed away though by Aldershot to Gray. His attempted ball through to Desirue is cleared up towards Barrett, goes to the feet of Gandua. Gandua under pressure from Parks, finds Hargreaves. It's a ball over the top looking for Barrett again. Will he get away from Dodds? Just manages to hold off the Pools right wing back and goes back a few yards for Ollie Scott. Scott turns away from Dodds towards the bar line, clips it in towards the middle, header away there by Sass Davies, cleared away eventually by Dan Dodds. Aldershot looking to get back into this one. It's Hartlepool United 2, the Shots 0 as things stand. Long ball forward looking towards Akpan, and it's given as a free kick against the wing back. I think handball that one was given for, wasn't it?
I'm not sure that. I mean, that's a really difficult one for the assistant on that far side to give, because he's got his back. He's got his back to him, so, and the ball came off Ferguson's head, and he was standing right behind him. It was actually Akpan. It's a really harsh decision.
As I've just had a text message from our regular Pools commentator Rob Lowe's listening in from his hotel in Norwich ahead of the Boroughs trip there tomorrow. He's not got anything better to do this time.
I know. He says, "Listen, he is in Norwich."
Well, this is true.
Do in Norwich?
This is true. I can think of a few things that'll involve a few pints later on.
What, with Alan Partridge?
Yes.
Didn't he stay in a travel lodge in Norwich?
He did, yeah, with an extra large breakfast plate.
Well, Rob will have his extra large breakfast plate with him, don't worry about that.
Before it descends into full Partridge, we're going to head across the Blackwell Meadows in a second, but Pools in possession. Featherstone turns away from his man and comes central to Adam Campbell though. Pools going to look to attack more here. Dan Dodds down the right hand side. He has a Simway in support. He's going to go on the overlap, is Dodds. Got a foot in there from Scott, sees it behind for a Pools throw. In fact, we will hold on because the throw's taken quickly by Dodds to the feet of Nathan Simway. Simway skips away from Scott and infield. Gives it to the feet of Joe Gray, who's brought down as he. Yep, free kick to Hartlepool United. So let's quickly head over to Blackwell Meadows and get the latest on Darlington Warrington with Ray Simpson.
And Warrington are back into this now. It's Darlington 2, Warrington 1. Craig has just missed an opportunity through Cedric Mann and also an early one from Caden Kelly. But Warrington pulls the goal back. Substitute Josh Amos was left in loads of space to pick up a through ball, run into the area, and he coolly slotted the ball past the advancing Peter Jameson. Just on the hour now. It's Darlington 2, Warrington 1.
Ray Simpson's caught me out there because I went for a quick wine gum.
It's never a quick wine gum.
It's never a quick wine gum, and I'm regretting it now.
It's a left footer.
Free kick, slightly right of centre for Hartlepool United. Ferguson over it, left-footed shot, good save from Dewhurst down to his right-hand side. Tips it behind for a corner kick to Hartlepool United. It was a good effort there from Fergie.
It was a good effort. It was a low one. Keeper seen it all the way, had a clear view of it.
As Featherstone goes across to the far side to take this one, in swinging right footed towards the middle. There's a big melee of bodies there as Parks tries to get there first for Pools, but it's cleared away by Hargreaves and flicked on there towards Gandua. Could be 2-on-2 momentarily here as Gandua gets it out to the left hand side, and Barrett, Aldershot on the attack. Danger here for Hartlepool United. Barrett tries a right footed shot, tried to curl it but didn't get the curl on it. Goes a couple of yards wide of Brad Young's goal.
Yeah, it was a good attack, wasn't it, by Aldershot? There was a couple of passes, they got up to the edge of the box really quickly, and then Barrett tried to shift it onto his right foot and bend it into the bottom corner, but like you say, Matty sent it out past the post, but there was no bend on it.
Yes. As Rob Laws just replied with his own Partridge reference, back of the net. You could say with that free kick from Fergie that he had a foot like a traction engine. I'm going to stop now.
Yeah, please stop.
As the goal kick's headed forward after an Aldershot clearance by Pools and brought down in the middle by Nathan Sherrin. Chance for Dan Dodds to open his legs on this right hand side. Instead he makes a complete fool of him and turns backwards out to this near side, and Simway again. Simway back to Sherrin. 66 minutes on the clock. You're listening to BBC Radio T Sport on 95 FM, DAB Digital Radio, BBC Sounds and the BBC Football website, also a live one. For listeners of BBC Radio Surrey, this afternoon. As Spennymoor Town equalise against Chorley in National League North. Sass Davies just launches that one forward. It's headed down in midfield by Ferguson, and then a foot in there. Good one from Emmanuel Madja. But Campbell's done well to win it back. Tries to slide it through towards Desiree, who's on a hat-trick. Couldn't quite find his striker. It's held up towards the edge of the box by Gray. Back a few yards for Featherstone. Finds the feet of Campbell on the edge of the 18-yard box. Plenty of bodies around him though. And then his attempted ball back to Gray goes through Gray's legs, and Aldershot will come forward. It's a long ball forward looking for Gandour. Keeps it in on this near side, but Dodds deals with it and goes central to Sass Davies. He'll just launch that one out of play into the Neil Cooper stand. I think he needed a bit more composure there, Sass Davies, because if he'd have took a touch, you'd have seen that Asimwe was stood in acres of space inside his own half there.
I've just had a text to Matty to say Eddie Kyle's won the draw this afternoon.
Well, that's a fix if I've ever
money goes to money,
Eddie Kyle, our very own former expert summariser, apparently winning the draw this afternoon here at the Prestige Group Stadium. I mean,
I'm not going to say how much it was because he might not tell his missus that, right?
He won't, knowing Eddie either. I'm now hoping that I can get into Corner Flag pub afterwards, because I know for a fact he'll buy me a pint. It all depends on how quickly Lenny Lawrence comes out and chats to us afterwards. There's Scott Jinksonfield for Aldershot. It's a good return ball to him from Barrett. He's up by the edge of the Hartlepool penalty area. Now going to look to run at Dan Dodds towards the byline. Whips it in towards the middle. Comfortable into the grasp of Brad Young though. And it's the Pills keeper who can just drop to his knees and take that one. As the attendance,
easy for him, wasn't it?
It was easy, yeah. The attendance this afternoon's been announced as 3,356 with 97 travelling Aldershot fans. Hats off to those travelling Shots fans. It's not the easiest of journeys. As from the goal kick, Desiree looks to bring it down, does so, finds Campbell back a few yards for Sharon, but Pills ain't give it away as a look to get it to the feet of Asimwe. Ellison prods it forward to Hargreaves. Hargreaves under pressure from Desiree goes backwards, and Jones will just play it across his defence. It's out to Meniesi on the right. Down the line for Akpan, as it looks like Pills are ready in a couple of substitutes. That one goes out for a Pills throw. It's a poor ball out to Akpan. Couldn't quite keep it in play. And it's a throw into Hartlepool United. 10 yards inside the Aldershot half on the far side.
Yeah, we did wonder whether we'd see some substitutions if Poole scored another one, and we're about to.
His replacement, number 11.
Well, as you heard the first half of it there, Nathan Asimwe was the first to make way. Like for like, you'd suspect on this right-hand side, replaced by Luke Charman. Charman, who put in a good display when he came on in midweek. And also the end of the afternoon for Adam Campbell, again, like for like, you'd suspect, with Anthony Mancini coming on.
He hasn't really found the same form as Mancini as he did a couple of seasons ago. He's had obviously injuries have played a big part in that.
I think Pools are having to keep an eye on him and not overdo things with him after that bad hamstring injury last season. It's from the throw-in, cleared forward by Aldershot, and they look to attack to the feet of Gandour. Midway inside the Pills half, out towards the right, looking for Akpan, but it's straight to the Pills defence, and then Madges in quickly to win it back from Mancini. Akpan in possession, looks to get it in towards the middle where Barham was lurking, but cleared by Sass Davies. And Madges attempted pass forwards, intercepted by Featherstone. Pills look to come forward, but Desiree gives it away. Barrett looks to prod it over the top, looking for Gandour, but that's a poor one. Straight into the weight and grasp of Brad Young.
It's gone a bit scrappy, hasn't it, Matty? Since that second goal.
Around about 19 minutes left. Pills 2-0 to the Goods, and Aldershot start to look a little bit desperate when they're going forward, just trying to force it a bit too much.
There's been a lot of aimless play, not just from Aldershot but from both sides a little bit. You know, the little bits of quality have come from Pools.
as Pools win it high up the pitch with Gray, but then he's just run into Akpan there, and Madja will give it back to Akpan after Menniesi giving it to him, and Menniesi back to Emmanuel Madja under pressure from David Ferguson, but manages to do well and find Barrett up on halfway. Turns away from Sherrin, then plays a lovely ball out towards the right hand side. Gandua keeps it in play as Akpan infield. Into the box now is Ashley Akpan, back a few yards there for Hargreaves, right footed shot, good block in the middle there from Billy Sass-Davies though to stop it from heading towards goal, and good play from Mancini, just lifted over the head of the Aldershot man, and then flying in came Ellison but missed it. Charman's into the area now, plays a square ball to Manny Desirue, goes back a few yards for Mancini, left footed shot blocked by Menniesi. Tell you what, Ellison went flying in there and got nowhere near the ball. Mancini tries another left footed shot towards the bottom corner but drifts just wide of Dewhurst's goal and out behind for a goal kick. I'll tell you what, Ellison was just told to calm down there by the referee. He was very lucky to escape a booking.
He was, because if Charman would have went down and he didn't get any of the ball, then it would have been a certain booking, if not more. Great run from Charman up this right hand side, and a good pass on the end of it to find Manny Desirue. The only shock I thought was Desirue didn't try and turn and score and get a strike at goal.
Yeah, I think it just ran away from him at the vital time, didn't it? As Hargreaves tries to get it away from Sherrin, does so, and then in dives Nicky Featherstone, takes down Gandua. Free kick to Aldershot on halfway. We're going to see another change for the visitors. Tommy Woodrington rolling the dice. Gandua coming off to be replaced by Ryan Jones.
We'll see if they change the shape now.
Looks as though Josh Barrett's going to go up as the... Or Jack Barham's there. Barrett in support as the long ball forward from Aldershot finds Scott on this near side. Back a few yards for Jones. And then Charman gets away from his man there. He was pulled back there.
Yeah, I mean, how the assistant can't see it on this side. It's in full view of him.
I'll tell you what, the assistant on this near side's had an absolute stinker this afternoon.
He just doesn't want to do anything, does he?
He saw the referee giving offside instead of him. The referee gave a foul for a shirt tug in the first half when he was closer, and then he's missed a few things on this near side. But as it happens, it's Aldershot back in possession on halfway, and Akpan came in field, cleared out there by Featherstone, and it's out off Akpan for a Hartlepool United throw. I think Pools got a bit lucky there. It looked like it was just cleared out by the Pools midfielder, but the throw-in's taken to Mancini. In quickly there was Hargreaves, but Pools and the defence deal with it. And Dodds looks to play it down the line, but it's intercepted there. It's the substitute, Ryan Jones, in towards middle, tries a right-footed shot, curling.
No, so poor.
And wide, high, really wide, poor. And not particularly handsome from the shot substitute there. He did really well to charge down the clearance, got himself into the area, cut in field. That was a wild effort in the end.
Well, it was. There was no composure there, was there? He'd done all the hard work, got the block, cut inside, got it on his right foot, and then just a really wild finish when it just needed a little bit of guidance, that far post. He didn't. It was wild. That's how they've been in front of goal. Aldershot, you know, they've played some good stuff. They've kept it okay between the two boxes, but when they've got up to that final third, they're finishing. Their choices, you know, the quality of pass,
which is surprising given
really
they've scored 21 goals so far this season in 15 games heading into today, but they haven't really looked like...
They don't look like scoring
so far, no. Just look to be lacking in confidence maybe, as the ball's out on the far side. Ferguson takes a throw in. Desirue touches a little heavy, allows Madja to come in and win it for Aldershot, and then a ball forward from Akpan is intercepted by Tom Parks, and forward come Pools again out to this right hand side, and Charman gonna look to run at his man. Held up there by Scott. Hargreaves in close attendance as well, gets a foot in, but Charman does well to keep hold of it, looks to cut inside again. He's going to keep going, Luke Charman. He's done really well there, looks to get round his man, overran it, fouled his man in the process.
Well, I know he wants to impress and he's coming as a sub, but there's 2 or 3 times he should have passed it back there. He's been crowded, and every time he's tried to turn and go down the narrow side of the line, it was obvious what was going to happen there. he was always going to get that ball taken off him or commit a foul, and that's exactly what he did.
Free kick's taken, Aldershot have it inside their own half. Madja looks to turn away from Desiree, fouls him. He needs to be careful, Desiree, because he's just one booking away from a ban in the National League. That'd be a massive miss for Hartlepool United, especially with Gary Medine out at present. There's a long ball is launched down the right hand side from Maniesi.
Well, I think there's one man, isn't there, Matty, that Pools can't do without, and that's Manny Desiree.
Headed up. He's been walking that tightrope for a while as well, Desiree, as he does well there to give it to Mancini. Gray down the left hand side, in quickly was Ellison there to get the tackle in and put it out for a Hartlepool throw, about 10 yards shy of the edge of the penalty area. As the sun once again comes out from behind the clouds and bathes half of the pitch here in sunshine, as Featherstone prods it forward, looking for Gray, and it's cleared away by Aldershot. Aldershot may counter, in fact no, they won't, because Barham's pass to Barrett was a poo one, and it ended up in the visiting dugout over on the far side.
Yeah, it just looks like they've accepted the fate, doesn't it? Aldershot just going through the motions a little bit.
As elsewhere in the National League this afternoon, it's Barnet 2, Rochdale 1, Braintree 0, Sutton United 1, Eastleigh 0, Boston United 1, Ebbsfleet 0, Wealdstone 2, Halifax 1, York City 0.
I mean, York are going really well, aren't they?
Yeah, but not this afternoon. 1-0 down away at Halifax.
Is that their local derby, would you say?
Potentially, or as Hartlepool. There's a bit of miscommunication there after a long ball forward from Ellison, and Dewhurst means that Ellison just has to put out for a throw on the far side. Taken quickly by Charman to the feet of Mancini, now to Gray. Gray going to look to drive past Maniesi, who gets a foot in. Gray under pressure from two Aldershot men, and then it goes out off one of them for another Hartlepool throw on the far side. Scores elsewhere in the National League: Gateshead 0, Solihull 0, Oldham 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Southend 2, Tamworth 0. As Akpan comes in to clear that one, just launches it straight at David Ferguson and out behind for a goal kick. Walking 1, Forest Green 1, and Yeovil 3, Maidenhead United 1. 5:30 tonight sees AFC Fylde host Altrincham. So everyone's looking up as if there's some kind of plane going over, but no idea what it is. But Aldershot in possession, play it forward towards Akpan. In quickly there was Featherstone, and Mancini manages to smuggle it backwards, and it's a free kick. It's going to be a booking, I think. Yeah, it is a booking for Hargreaves. Cameron Hargreaves, who's not enjoyed the best of afternoons, must be said, this afternoon. Hasn't had much joy in the middle of that park, and then it's had a look like a cynical trip there on Joe Gray. And it is a booking now.
I mean, it's a ridiculous booking.
Aaron Jones.
Ridiculous. Joe Gray's never getting anywhere near that ball. The ball was overhit.
Yeah, long ball forward, trying to release him down the left-hand side. It was overhit, but it did look like just a cynical clip of the hills.
Yeah, it looked like a trip. I mean, he'll say it was accidental, but it did. It just looked like a trip.
So it's going to be a free kick to Hartlepool United. It's level with the corner of the box on the far side. David Ferguson stands over it, be a left-footed outswinger in towards the middle. And it's in now. Arriving there's Tom Parks, and it nearly fell for Desiree at the back post, cleared away by Aldershot. Up towards halfway, headed forward by Dan Dodds, brought down by Hargreaves onto this near side, and Ollie Scott infield for Madja, who tries a long thumping ball forward. That's dreadful. I mean, he was looking for Akpan, but he missed his target there by a good 40 yards. Yeah, you can see what he was trying, but it really was poor execution. There's 9 minutes plus added time here at Hartlepool, and it's Pools 2, Aldershot 0. In the National League, 2 Manny Desiree goals, 1 on 5 and 1 on 54 minutes. First one, a nice volley after a defensive mistake from Roland Maniesi. The second from a Nicky Featherstone corner, just headed in from inside the 6-yard box. It's the goal kick's taken, headed forward by Aldershot, flicked forward by Barham, cleared by Sass Davies. Sherin will battle away, loses out, but it's cleared again by Sass Davies, high into the Aldershot half, off the chest of Desiree, but there's no one there to pick up the scraps, and Aldershot back in possession. Infield it is for Hargreaves. And foot in there from Mancini means it gets too far in front of him and Pools win it back. Mancini back a few yards for Featherstone. He's looking for some options. Forced backwards. Goes out to the left in Ferguson. Pools playing nice neat triangles inside their own half. And then Tom Parks does a Cruyff turn away from the advancing Aldershot man. Didn't think I'd see skill like that from Tom Parks this afternoon. The big centre half. It's a long ball forward from Youngs, cleared by Aldershot, and then Meniesi's there again to win the flicked header forward from Pools. Good play from Charman to give it to Mancini down the right hand side of the penalty area. Mancini infield now for Charman, gives it back to Mancini. Tried a little ball back to Charman on the edge of the area. Can he work some space to get a shot towards a byline now? Good foot in there from Scott, and then it's out behind for a Hartlepool corner, is it?
No, he's giving a free kick. Yeah, give a free kick. Again, this
just a bit of a clash of bodies, but
assistant over here didn't give anything.
Again, he was 15 yards away, the ref was 20. It just a strange afternoon.
Charman knew it was a foul.
Yeah, it was a coming together, wasn't it? I think he tried to go shoulder to shoulder, but was beaten to it by the Aldershot man. And Aldershot just playing it across the defence. Meniesi gives it to Ellison.
I think they're just trying to see the game out without conceding any more goals, Aldershot.
Yeah, they haven't shown a great deal of ambition going forwards in the last few minutes, have they? Again, pass forwards back inside their own half with Jones, the captain, Aaron Jones. It's right across the defence to this near side and Ollie Scott. Again inside to Ellison. Aldershot still content to play it around at the back. Long forward ball by Ellison, and it's going to drop actually to Barrett just outside the area. May have an opportunity here. Josh Barrett sees his shot blocked by Sass Davies, and then there's a header calm and as cool as a cucumber from Nicky Featherstone back to his goalkeeper Young, and the dangers averted.
Yeah, he's been good this afternoon, hasn't he? Again, Nicky Featherstone. You know, when you want someone calm, he's the man. Just tidies things up, keeps the play going. I think he's been excellent.
It's a long ball forward from Young. Neely got Desiree in behind the back there, but Meniesi just stretched and strained all his neck muscles to get his head to that one, and then it's launched forward by Dewhurst. Again, just aerial, neither side able to get it down, but then Madger eventually doesn't gets it to, I was going to say gets it to Barrett, but back was Mancini to get a foot in there, and Charman has it on halfway, gives it square to Featherstone, looking and assessing his options, gives it to Mancini in a little pocket of space, central, back to Featherstone, man on behind Nicky Featherstone there. I think he heard me as he jinked away from him, and then tries to dink it down the left hand side for Desiree. Does really well to get there actually before Meniesi, and manages to get away from his man, but then a little loose touch allows Meniesi and another man, he's given back to him actually, and then Desiree hit it off Meniesi, but it has gone back out off the Pools man for an Aldershot throw, just battling away on that far side as the game drifts a little towards the final 5 minutes.
That's what it is, Matty, it's drifting. It's not I think once Pools scored that second goal, you know, Aldershot almost give up. They've been huffing and puffing, but there's been no quality, has there, from them, and particularly in that final third, like we keep saying, they've been toothless. Whereas the difference, I think, is that Pools haven't been toothless. So we've got Manny Desiree up front, who has looked a real threat all afternoon.
Probably should have at least a hat-trick this afternoon as well. It'd be his second of the campaign if he could get another one. Doesn't look likely at the minute, as again Aldershot just play it across the back, and Joe Gray's in to put it out for an Aldershot throw, taken short to Meniesi, forward to the feet of Cameron Hargreaves, and back to Meniesi. Look, just devoid of ideas in these closing stages, Aldershot. Barrett
all game.
Yeah, Barrett's dropped deep now. Tries a long ball over the top looking for Jones, but that's aimless, and will just drift behind for a Hartlepool United goal kick.
That's when you know there's a lack of ideas with it, and just he's looking to see if he can find someone. No one's on, so you just play a long aimless ball out of play for a goal kick.
Yep, around about 3.5 minutes ago plus added time. I'll get you to start having a think for your BBC Radio T Sport man of the match, Craig. That's alright. With a few minutes to go, it looks as though we're going to see another Hartlepool United change. It's the end of the afternoon for Joe Gray. Like for like, you'd think, on that left-hand side. Replaced by Crystal Palace loanee Rashawn Matherin.
Goes replaced with number 18, Rashawn Matherin.
For the closing minutes. Young just placing the ball down, ready to take this goal kick. Referee Zach Kennard Kettle blasts his whistle and it's launched forward by Young. One in the air by Josh Barrett and headed forward by Nathan Sharon, flicked infield by, or out towards the far side I should say, and Matherin, but he's beaten to it and Aldershot in possession. Jones skips away from his man there but is forced backwards. Meniesi just going to look to punt the ball forward, headed away by Parks, but Madger gets there first for Aldershot. And then good press there from Mancini, and Pills could counter, could they? Oof. Madger goes diving in, gets the ball in fairness, but then takes a man as well. But then Pills are back in possession with Mancini, tries to release Charman around the back. He just about gets there on the edge of the area, Charman. Square ball to Desiree, can he get a shot away for his hat-trick? And it just drifts onto the roof of the net via a deflection and out for a Hartlepool United corner. I thought that was the moment where Desiree sealed his second hat-trick of the season, Craig.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who got the block. It might have been Meniesi, but he just shifted it onto his right foot. He was only 10 yards out. Looked on target but just deflected off the defender's leg and up and looped over the bar onto the roof of the net. He deserved it if he got a third, because he's been a real threat this afternoon.
As Featherstone has left it to Mancini, going to take this corner left footed towards the front post, cleared comfortably though by Hargreaves. It was a poor corner by Anthony Mancini. As Parks gives it out to this right hand side and Dodds central for Sharon, who's just forced under pressure to lift it forward, cleared by Aldershot. Madger has the ball inside his own half. Space to run into should he wish to. Finds a ball forward to Josh Barrett. On the overlap here is Ryan Jones. Jones going to look to run at Dodds as he cuts in field onto his right foot. Back a few yards from Madger, goes out to this left hand side again. On the overlap there is Barrett. Barrett was on his heels though and allows Dodds to get in there and clear up field for Pools. Mancini skips away from one man, hits the deck. Theatrical by the Frenchman, but probably was given right to be given as a foul, and free kick to Bills midway inside their own half. Josh Barrett going to be replaced there by Kai Corbett for the closing stages, much to the delight of a few Hartlepool fans alongside me. I have no idea what that was all about.
I think they've had a little bit of banter,
bit of stick, have they?
Game.
Well, there we go. Must have missed that one. So Kai Corbett on for the final 20 seconds plus added time. Pools just easing towards a 2-0 win here as it's launched forward by Sass Davies. Overhit, but can Desiree keep it in play? He can't. Out behind for a goal kick. As we hear from Blackwell Meadows at Darlington have conceded an equaliser. Darlington 2, Warrington 2. We'll hear more from Ray at full time here in Hartlepool. There's 5 additional minutes are added on here, and a few people start to drift towards the exits. As it goes out for a Aldershot throw on the far side. The throw-in field is a loose touch from an Aldershot man, and Pills could break. Manny Desiree is going to have to do it on his own if he can do it. Now has support arriving in the shape of Mancini. Looks to get a shot away, slips. Manages to divert it back to Mancini. Charman again looking to work some space for a shot. Left-footed shot over the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Desiree, he looked like he ran out of legs a little bit there, didn't he?
But he was crowded out, wasn't he, on the edge of the box? He was trying his best to try and fashion some sort of chance, but then ended up losing his footing. Found its way to Charman. He cut inside on his left foot. Decent power in it, but it was always 2-3 yards over the bar.
Spennymoor Town have conceded as well. It's Moors 1, Chorley 2 in National League North. We've got Darlington drawing against Warrington and Spennymoor 2-1 down at home to Chorley in the closing minutes. Pools 2-0 to the good here against Aldershot, and it takes something completely against the run of this game for Aldershot to get anything from this one in the closing minutes.
They're not going to, Matty. They can play all for a month here. Don't even look like scoring.
As the visitors take the throw in and go backwards to halfway in. Maniesi square to Dan Ellison. Ellison just going to come out to this near side and give it to Ollie Scott. Scott has a couple of men in advance. Kai Corbett has it. In quickly there was Sharon to just prod it away from the man and back to Ellison. Ellison tries a booming long ball straight to David Ferguson. Down the left hand side to Rashawn Matherin. Foot in there from the Aldershot man. And it's out for a Pools throw. Slap bang on halfway. And with 3 minutes of added time to go, Pools are just going to take the merry old time over this one. Ferguson takes a throw in infield towards Mancini, headed up by the Aldershot man and brought down by Manny Desirue. Matherin tries to get in there and win it. He does eventually, looking to run away from a couple of Aldershot players, but it's Maniesi that got the foot in there, and Aldershot can clear long into the Pools half. Sass Davies just outmuscles his man there, but the header falls to Ryan Jones, plays it in field for Barham. Barham going to look to get a shot away left-footed, and it's wild and over the top of Brad Young's crossbar, behind into those travelling.
Yeah, I think that sums Aldershot up, doesn't it? Really, you know, they're getting it in some decent areas. It must have been 25 yards out left foot, but it was wild. There was no control over it. Didn't look like he knew what he wanted to do with it. It was just, let's hit it as hard as I can at the target, but again, miles over the bar.
A little under 2 minutes ago, we've just heard the sponsors give the man of the match to the man who's got both Pools goals. Is your choice going to be any different,
No,
Greg?
it's an obvious one, isn't it, today? He's been a real threat, constant threat, man.
He's on the attack, looking to get his hat-trick. Cuts in field after a flick on. Up by the edge of the penalty area, has Charman on the overlap by the bar line. Heavy touch from Charman. Meant that he couldn't get a decent cross into the box, and Maniesi can clear for Aldershot. Mancini looks to win it back from Madja, and he's had a hold of Mancini's shorts there, did Madja. I don't know how the referee didn't see that.
Well, no. No.
It ends up out for a Aldershot throw, about 5 yards up from the edge of their own penalty area. But yeah, Desirue, I think it's fair to say, is the easy choice this afternoon.
It's easy. I mean, head and shoulders.
As Hargreaves takes a heavy touch back into his own half, and Aldershot will look to come down the right hand side. 50 minutes to go of added time. Pools leading by 2-0. Ball down the right for Hargreaves, gets it into the middle towards Barham, looks to bring it down but can't. It's cleared up into the air by Ferguson, flicked backwards rather than towards goal by Akpan. Maniesi in possession, plays a square ball as Aldershot look to fashion one more opportunity. Can't do so as Sharon's in, but then Corbett's nicked it off Sharon's toe and out to this left hand side, and Ryan Jones, heavy touch but just about keeps it in play, looking to run at Dan Dodds, goes central at Corbett, tries a little flick back to Ryan Jones, and Pools may counter. Mancini skips away from his man Majid, tries to play a ball out over the top for Desirue. Desirue going to keep it in play. About 5 seconds to go. Is there enough time? There isn't. The referee blows his whistle full time here, and it's finished Hartlepool United 2, Aldershot 0. Manny Desirue with both goals, one in each half. He got the first on 5 minutes when the former Poolie Roland Maniesi made a mistake just outside the penalty area. Desirue used his body and hit a sweet volley past Marcus Dewhurst in the Aldershot goal. He could have had two more before the break. Dewhurst saved brilliantly when Desirue leapt highest at the back post to head towards goal from just a couple of yards out, and then he also saw a sliding effort at the far post, saved wonderfully again by Dewhurst on 34 minutes. He stung the palms of Dewhurst after 53 minutes in the second half, and just a minute later from the resulting corner, Featherstone whipped an outswinger in and he headed downwards and in past the stubborn Aldershot goalkeeper to give Pools a 2-0 advantage. A couple of half chances for Hartlepool United since then, but they deservedly run out 2-0 winners here this afternoon against Aldershot in the National League. Craig?
Yeah, I think it was comfortable enough, wasn't it, Matty? It was just what Hartlepool needed. You know, after a turbulent few weeks, they needed this comfortable victory, kept a clean sheet, scored 2 goals. It has to be said, against poor opposition. I thought Aldershot were really poor today. It didn't really look like scoring at all. It was all Pools. And the difference, you know, for me between the two teams, the difference is the top end of the pitch, where Manny Desiree, he was a real threat. He was getting on the end of crosses, he was making really good runs, made the keeper make countless saves. I mean, the keeper played really well, he has to say, for Aldershot today. It could have been a lot worse, but for him. So I think Lenny Lawrence will be really pleased with what he's seen today, and there's certainly something to build on as the season goes on.